Um, my name's Adam, and I decided to do my timeline more in episodes, and pretty much based on my natural artistic ability. Like ever since I could draw, I mean, it's just driven my life. So I broke it down into those specifically. But we'll start off with me being born in 1985, early escapade. That's because I was born 2 months premature, and I was really, really sick, and I probably shouldn't be here today, so I'm really blessed. Actually, I was so sick, like you guys can hear the frogginess of my voice. That's because they have to stick a tube down my throat, and it's irritated my throat so much that I've got nodules. So it makes me unique, but it's like a little physical scar that I don't mind having to live. I'm actually adopted. I'm in a family with, I have 5 siblings, and my parents have been together since they were young. And I'm adopted, and then I have 2 older siblings that are biological to my parents, and then I have 2 younger siblings that are also adopted. My parents are Italian, and I'm Puerto Rican, 100%, and then my 2 younger siblings are Korean. And it's probably the most amazing experience just to be such a multicultural family. Not that they know much about Korea or anything, not that I'm Hispanic at all, but it's just really open-minded to the things that you can, like I can go, this is my brother, and he's this tall Korean kid. They're like, no. Like, yeah, so it's cool, it's fun. I like that. Next would be, I call it crayon collateral because I've worked for my dad a little, and as an art director, I work for his company on Long Island, and he keeps one of my first crayon drawings, and he'll always show it to people. It's probably the most ridiculous thing I've ever drawn. It's like a chicken in a plane. He's riding this plane. It's like 15 propeller blades on it, like on one propeller, so it's pretty interesting. And yeah, it's like a little scene, but I mean, he always says, like, he'll always introduce me as the art director, and then if he ever brings a client into his office, like, this is him. So, that was my first real experience, like, after when my parents figured out that I had some sort of natural ability to draw. The next one I call Bitmap Bonanza because my parents had bought their first Windows-based machine, so it had Windows Paint on it. I just took to it really naturally. I just drew in Windows Paint like the craziest things, parade scenes, and I'm even surprised by my ability to just use those stupid shapes and not being able to undo, and like just creating art from that. And that's when I knew that computers were really the thing that I needed to push with my artwork. And so ever since that point, I've been going backwards. It wasn't drawing and fine arts. It was all computer stuff. And I actually, I grew up in Northport on Long Island, and they have this phenomenal art department in their high school. So we have like, it's not like Art 1 or Art 2 or Art 3. It's Computer Art 1, Computer Art 2, Advanced Visual Studies, Sculpture 1, Sculpture 2, Photography 1, Photography 2, Photography 3, Video 1, Video 2, Video 3, there's a couple other, jewelry, fashion. I mean, we were immersed, and it's not even like it was a big part of the high school curriculum. It was just, they just had this huge department, so I was able to just jump into computers really easily, and I've known Photoshop for about 7 years, and that has been my tool for doing artwork. And then again, like I said, I had to start going backwards. Like when I was applying for colleges, I had to finally take like drawing classes, and my teachers would like look at me and they'd be like, "Why are you in my drawing 2 class if you can't draw?" So I had to like learn how to use colored pencils and paint. It was very strange to me to have to, because you would usually go in the opposite direction. So, but Photoshop is huge for me. I'll explain that later. Then I bought my first Macintosh, which may sound strange, that's the turning point, but I drank the Kool-Aid, like, right there. My PC had crashed when I was going to study at Pratt. I was studying computer graphics. My PC crashed, and I was like, it's time to buy a Mac. And it really was very intuitive for me, so it changed my whole perspective about the way I use computers. Because again, I've been using like Windows Paint for years, and then Photoshop at school. And then the big thing that has happened to me is that I joined Apple Operation in 2005. And that was just opportunity after opportunity for me because right now I'm a creative trainer for them. So I don't know if you guys got my email, but I do workshops for them, and I do professional training for them. So they do, like last May, I went out to I've never left the East Coast, and last May, not this May, but the May before that, they sent me up to California for a month. All expenses paid. They paid for my flight, they paid for my food, they paid for my housing, and I just got to train in their professional programs like Final Cut and Motion and Logic, and I got to get certified in them, and that's a huge thing because now I'm on like a list of 100 people. People can contact me to do work for them. So it was just like, it opened up my opportunity, and I just love Apple. If you guys actually saw me in the survey, I guess you saw my laptop open. I wasn't really taking notes. I was recording the notes, but we released new iPods today, so I was like trying to see like what they were because they don't tell us anything. So I was like, oh my god, this is awesome, and I was like checking the stock and like, yeah, money. So that's what I was doing last class. If you saw me just like clicking through things, I was going crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And Photoshop actually is what opened my doors at Apple because I was just a salesperson there, and someone had called in sick to do a Photoshop workshop. And there were customers waiting. There was like 20 people waiting for this workshop, and no one knew Photoshop. And I was like, I'll do it. And then ever since, I've done a lot of training for them. So.
Do you have an iPhone? Now walk us through this. I am so fascinated. I won't buy one because of AT&T.
You don't have to, because today we announced the iPod Touch. So it's just like the iPhone except no cellular capabilities. But it does have Wi-Fi, so if you're near Wi-Fi, you can go to...
With the iPod?
With an iPod, yeah. Yeah, it comes in 8 gigs and 16 gigabytes, $299 and $399. So no AT&T necessary, so if you guys don't want to switch over and need a touch-based iPod with internet and video and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I was just like freaking out in class. I was like, oh my god, this is awesome! I have a lot of stock with them too, so any awesome announcements and money in my pocket, so it's good.
So is this phone really intuitive?
It is. You just touch buttons, and you just have to play with it. And the real thing about it is, first off, I wasn't going to buy one at first. But I did hold on for a second generation. We don't get to see any product or know about any product really. We read the rumor sites just the same as everyone else. So when we didn't get the iPhone in until the day that it was supposed to be released, and we maybe had 2 hours of training on it. So when I touched the thing for the first time, I was like, that's it. I'm spending $650 today. And I did. I bought it. And it really is just the experience because everyone makes touch devices, but Apple has this technology called core animation. And what it does is it's just the animation. It brings the device to life. So if I'm like scrolling through my contacts, if I hit the end, it doesn't just stop. It bounces back. And it's like, you'll see the struggle, you'll see cool things like when if I delete a note, I think this note, I would just hit the trash can and it just sucks it into the trash can. It's those little things that like really bring it to life and make it really more of a fun experience than any other phone. You just want to use it. And yeah, now you can do that on an iPod too.
See, what I like is that Apple will not allow AT&T to know that they're new. Because the whole catch to this is that other
It's always like that. It's all secret with them, and for good reason, because it could affect competition, we could affect the stock, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So every time we receive a new product, it's a completely new surprise for us. So again, that's why I was sitting in class, I was like, oh my God, this is awesome, because they just throw things in there that you never expect.
So next week we're gonna have that class.
Probably.